of Researcher.life, what exactly is it that we have? So while Jacob has given some amazing inputs on how we can work towards publication and what are the very required mandates that we should follow in order to get higher publication success, Researcher.life is actually a platform that gives you access to many products and solutions for any stage of your research journey. So while publication or is one of the most important and difficult processes and segments of a researcher's life, there are various other categories which are also equally stressful. For example, finding the right literature, articles to read for research, finding the right collaborators for your research, or for simply getting access to courses or solutions which can help you learn how to be better at your professional requirements, whether it's to write a research paper, whether it is to understand how to use certain data analytics tools. So there are these courses. So everything is available, but a lot of it is fragmented, not really customized for an individual's requirement. So a lot of information for researchers is out there on the internet, but not specifically tailored to everyone's need. So this is what Researcher.life aims to do. It aims to create a very personalized solution for the researcher. Now, the beautiful part about this platform is that entry to this platform is free. You register for free, you access these products for free. It's only when you ask for a slightly more intelligent answers from the platform is when you may have to pay a small amount of subscription, which is very, very negligible, because we've kept in mind that resources and funds are not easily accessible by researchers. Having said so, the first idea is, as I mentioned, Researcher.life is an ecosystem of products and solutions which are created for researchers at every stage. So whether it is an early career researcher, a PhD, a researcher who has completed the PhD is working towards joining a lab or is currently doing their PhD, a researcher who's at a postdoctoral level, somebody who's at the mid-career, a principal investigator, a lab head, or even assistant professors and professors at the senior part of their researcher. So every researcher at every stage has a unique requirement for their career. And identifying those unique requirements and then tailoring solutions is what we have tried to create a technology, a platform to be able to do that. Moving from here, there are about 5 odd solutions which I will quickly run you through. I won't spend too much time on it because we would like you to explore more and definitely create a platform by which you can get back to us with more questions. At the end of this presentation, if you feel that we need a little bit more time understanding this platform, we can have a dedicated session on Researcher.life. But I'll just kind of take you a little bit fast because we would like to go back to the quiz by Jacob. And we definitely want you to remember all the things that he's taught you. So I don't want to take your attention away. So the first product is Discovery, which gives you access to reading for relevant research. The second is PubSure, which helps you improve your paper before journal submission. This is basically gives you a quick health check on your paper. So you upload your paper and it quickly tells you what exactly are the immediate requirements for you to to complete, whether it is on the language end, whether it's in references. So I'll give you a quick overview of it. Upskill has 100+ courses curated specifically for researchers, starting from understanding how to write your paper all the way to understanding how to become a peer reviewer. All of these courses are uploaded on Upskill and you can actually access them. Voice is a platform which helps you collaborate with researchers all over the world. It actually gives you access to researchers not only who will help you with your personal needs, but also not just with your professional needs, but also with your personal queries. For example, we spent almost 2.5-3 months discussing issues when researchers were struggling with mental health issues as part of the current situation. So it gives a very good platform for discussions which help researchers at various requirements in emotional or professional support. The last is Concept. Concept is basically a platform which gives you access to all COVID-19 research papers, articles, videos, news articles, even discussions and other aspects which are going on. So we created this specifically because a lot of researchers who are working on aspects to do with the current pandemic are looking for information. So we tried to bring it all together in various formats under one roof. So that's concept. All of these are available as part of joining the Researcher.life. So all you have to do is type Researcher.life and register easily. I have a detailed presentation of how it goes product by product, but I'm going to skip that section and take you straight away as to how this platform works. So when you go to the site of Researcher.life, it actually asks you to log in, as in join or log in. And how do you do that? Basically, you have to put in your name and email ID. Once you put your name and email ID and create a password for yourself, it's going to ask you a few simple steps to create your dashboard. So first is identifying your relevant papers, pre-submission check, what are the courses you may like, which are the kind of researchers would like to connect with. So the first question, once you put your name, email address, and your password, it's going to ask you to upload any manuscript that you would like to get assessed. If you don't have a manuscript to assess, to basically check, you can always skip the process. The next process is upload the manuscript. In about a minute, in about 3 to 5 minutes, this process gets done. Once it's uploaded, it will stay on your dashboard. Then next, it will very quickly ask you to identify topics that you would like to read for research. Please understand, why is Researcher.life the platform doing this? It's trying to understand who you are as a researcher before it starts presenting solutions from the technology which has been created. So it'll ask you topics which you can read for research. Once you put in your keywords, it's going to give you certain options. Once you have identified the options, that these are some of the keywords that I'm interested, then it asks you to select some relevant papers depending on the topic of the paper. Which are the relevant papers that you would like to select as part of your onboarding journey? Having minimum 3, maximum 5 relevant papers, it will understand what kind of reading is what you prefer. I know I'm moving a little fast, please excuse me for that, but I don't want to take up too much time of this webinar. Last but not the least is, after you selected articles, it's going to ask you to select 3 different areas which you would like to improve as part of your learning, and then it will give you access to your dashboard. And once you have your dashboard, if you have uploaded a paper, it will give you a quick health check of what your paper upload looks like, and according to that, it will also give you all the kind of courses that you should be definitely interested in, along with certain segments of the Researcher.life community. Let me give you a quick overview of what Researcher.life actually looks like. So this is what the Researcher.life platform looks like. This is the website. It gives you an idea of what are the kind of solutions. So you can actually look at all the solutions that Researcher.life aims to give out: personalized research recommender, language and publication services, AI manuscript optimizer, smart journal finder, global researcher community, researcher focused online courses. So these are the 6 elements which you will be able to explore. From the website, if you want to go further, all of this is free. Please understand, we don't charge for it. You can register and move in straight away from here. So when you say get started, I am already logged in, as in I have already created a profile, so it will not take me through the onboarding journey. What it will do is basically take me straight to my dashboard. I'm going to give you a quick overview what the dashboard looks like. So once I log in and I've put in my details of the paper I'd like to check and the articles I like to, so it'll give you a welcome message on your dashboard. This is the paper that I have uploaded. It's showing me a score of 24. That means it's got lots of errors and I need to make corrections. I can quickly check the health of my paper. This is my dashboard of where it tells me what are the mistakes that are pending, what are the technical checks that are required for my paper, what are the keywords and summaries that are missing, what are the journals that are recommended for my paper, and if I would like to see the plagiarism, then I need to go for an upgrade. Going back to my dashboard, it quickly tells me what are the interesting reads depending on the kind of topics that I've chosen. These are the interesting reads for today. Every day I get 3 new articles that are recommended for me to read. Couple of more recommendations. Then courses, depending on what kind of researcher I am, or which are the most relevant courses based on my level as a researcher. It has sent me how to write a grant proposal, learn to be a successful corresponding author, 7 steps to plan an effective meeting with your supervisor. If I would like to see more of my courses, it will take me to a platform called Upskill, which gives me access to all the courses that are there on this platform. Just to give you an idea of what Upskill looks like. This is the Upskill platform. This is what it looks like. It also has masterclass by many other researchers. Going back to my dashboard, these are the courses that you can explore. And finally, in terms of the community, what are the topics that everybody is discussing? So want to share something on, you can actually share something on Researcher Voice. These are all absolutely free for you to access platforms. You can discuss, you can actually see this as a part of your dashboard the minute you create your profile on Researcher.life. So this is the dashboard which will be created for each and every one of you once you join Researcher.life. It is not a paid platform, it's completely free. And you can start using aspects of this platform. Like for example, there are these discussions which are happening, which helps you learn to write on your for your Researcher.life. There are certain aspects of mentoring which are happening as part of it. There are many webinars which will be a part of the dashboard, which will constantly be updated. So you can join these webinars as a part of your interest. So it will be great if you can explore this dashboard. I will stop sharing now. It's a very quick, short, introduction to Researcher.life. Apologies for not being able to give you a more detailed one, but I really feel that today should be more about what Jacob has, shared as information, and we dwell more on that. Isip, you can let us know if we can do a more dedicated session, a little bit more detailed on Researcher.life, because I think it will need about 45 minutes to go down detail for every product if we have to share it with this group. So I've done a very quick sharing. I don't know how helpful this would be, but I'm going to put on the chat the platform for all of you to try. So you can actually click on the link and try this platform. You can try and check out this platform. You can explore this platform and get to know more about it. So I'm just putting the link on the chat. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dina. This is a useful platform and everyone can use it. And already introduced by Dina. Yeah, I think if you have more question, you can discuss. Okay, again, Jacob.
I'm here.
Yeah. How about going to quiz?
Yes. I have a link for the quiz which I'll share.
But before going to quiz, I think I'd like to invite all students to give a big applause for Jacob and also Dina. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. It was good to learn about Researcher.life.
Thank you, Jacob.
I'm going to sign up.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to check it, just go to the website directly, Researcher.life.
Okay, we have a link posted for the quiz. And so you can click on that, and it's a simple form that you can fill out. And let's give everyone, say, like 5 minutes to do the quiz. It's really a short one. It's 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'll start my timer in about 1 minute. So I'll give everybody a chance to click on the link.
Okay.
It'll just be one page, and it's multiple choice. And I'm going to go on mute for 5 minutes. Okay? So see everybody in 5 minutes.
How long? How many minutes?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
Yeah.
It's challenging for you.
No writing any essays, and you don't have to write a whole paper.
Yeah. Just multiple choice. And we can see the result. Okay. Oh.
And Miha will compile the results.
Okay.
you can send to everybody, and everybody will get a copy of the presentation as well. That was another question that everyone had.
Okay, we have time for discussion as well. Yes, waiting for Niha for compile the result. Oh, no, still still quiz. Okay, sorry.
Still quiz time.
Do you suggest that we let the attendees take the quiz later and right now we can do the Q&A, or should we wait for them to take it right now?
Yeah, everybody has the link. So
I think they should take their time to fill the quiz, I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, they can take their time.
Yeah.
Let's. I'm going to pick some questions here, and there's a lot of questions that got asked. I didn't get a chance to get to them during my presentation. Actually, there's a lot of questions on novelty for your particular study and increasing your chances of getting your paper accepted. So I have a question from Panji. He asked, the research I have done has some novelty in it. How can I emphasize that in theory in my paper? How can I write that my study is novel? Well, you will want to write about the novelty in your cover letter first, because one of the most difficult hurdles to get over is getting your manuscript past the journal editor. So you want to state what is novel in your cover letter. And you will also state the novelty, probably the second paragraph of your introduction, when you state your rationale and your study aim. And you can put in a brief note on that maybe your approach is novel, and your take-home message also appears in the last paragraph of the introduction. So you may want to put the novelty there as well, that you have novel results that broaden the field of research. So there's multiple places to put that. So you give a hint of it in the introduction, and you can really expand on the novelty in the discussion section. It's probably one of the most important aspects of a paper nowadays. In fact, when I have to summarize a paper for my editor-in-chief, I have to tell the editor-in-chief what is the novelty of the paper. So you can try to make the editor's job easy, and you can tell the editor in a cover letter about the novelty. All right, someone compiled all these questions for me. Yep, I think we just did number 8. So there's another question on novelty. And yep, very frequently you have multiple papers, I think competing laboratories. They both have the same element of novelty. So it's important to actually publish your research as quickly as possible. So it's good to be realistic in your journal selection in order to get your results published first. You may also want to argue in a cover letter to fast track an article for publication. This happens a lot in the high impact factor journals. So you may want to change your strategy. Maybe do a rapid communication rather than a full research article, just to get your results out first. Unfortunately, if someone else publishes the same novel results, it makes your study not novel anymore, and it might be rejected by another, by the same journal. Probably the best example in science was how Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace simultaneously came up with the theory of evolution at the same time. So they actually presented their work together, and sometimes that happens with some journals, but usually it's not. Usually you're competing against these other labs, so it's important to publish it quickly. So question 9 I already answered, so we can move on. Another simultaneous result. So double publication is, if you try to publish your own research twice, and have the same results twice, is considered misconduct. But if you do have the same research results as another study, I would consider publishing plus one or in scientific reports. So if you do the novelty factor, I would try publishing one of those 2 journals. So question 11 we already answered. We can move on. Okay, we'll go to question 13. Tips on choosing journals. Actually, the Researcher.life has some great tips on journals. And then avoiding predatory journals. That's an important thing nowadays. That's my most frequent spam that I get in my email inbox is from predatory journals. And I'm going to type in here, there's a Beall's list of predatory journals. And this you can find online. I don't know the link, but if you just Google Beall's list, and that'll help you avoid predatory journals. When you're selecting a journal, make sure you just read the aims and scope of the journal. Check out turnaround times of the journal. If the average turnaround time is 6 months, thank you, Neha. You may want to avoid that journal unless you have a lot of time. As a graduation requirement, I'd be more realistic on the choice of journal. Journal competing for your papers. We all want your manuscripts, and so we were trying to lower the turnaround time to as short as possible, because this is something that we advertise on our journal website. Okay, so question 13 is about paper. What causes a paper to be rejected and accepted in international Q1 journals, and what are the tips and tricks to get it accepted? Great cover letter. Usually the higher end journals are carefully scrutinizing the cover letter, and more than half of the papers are rejected before review. So this is called reject without review. So to get it peer reviewed, you have to write a good cover letter. So convince the editor to send it out. And it's also important to have a very nice, clear, concise manuscript that's novel, answers a question, that tells a good story. You want to recommend some reviewers, opposed reviewers, and then recommended reviewers to help the editor out. Be sure to reply to all the peer reviewers' comments when you're revising your manuscript. These are all the little tiny details that will help you get your manuscript accepted in the Q1 journal. This is the whole first half of the webinar on what goes behind the scenes journal, in addition to structuring your manuscript. These are all filled with tips on how to get your paper accepted. But pay attention to every single peer review comment and try to answer every comment, and refer to specific line numbers in the manuscript, and don't ignore comments. Answer all comments when you're writing your response to the reviewers, and that'll help get your paper accepted. Okay, we'll go on to the next slide. All right, answer 15. I don't understand the question. What kind of modification can we say that a journal that is similar to existing ones will be have to be published? Thank you. Are these like journal titles? I'm not clear on that question. Research effect. So the big picture in mind, how your research problem can apply to society, how it can benefit the research field, and just like the broader impacts of your study, and the implications of your research. What makes your research important? Those are aspects that make your research more effective. We go on the next slide, please. So, explaining the difference between international journal and an international article. Articles published in international journals are considered international articles. Local journals, you may have a country-specific journal. For example, like the Zoological Society of Pakistan. They have their own journal, so it's referred to as a local or a regional journal. Some of these journals are actually quite popular in the international community. So, but most of the titles you can tell from the title if the journal is international or not. And how to lower the text overlap. Basically, if you do submit to a journal and that's a problem, you can ask for the file, the iAuthenticate file from the journal. And most editorial offices will be happy to provide that to you. So you can actually see what is actually considered to be text overlap. And in Researcher.life, you also saw that part of their services, you can ask for your paper to be analyzed for plagiarism as part of one of the editing services. So that's a way to know what actually is the text overlap, and then being able to paraphrase and say in your own words, rephrasing certain sections of the paper that are highlighted as text overlap. That'll help you reduce that. And question 19, in your opinion, writing scientific papers, is it better to prioritize research quality, research innovation, or the impact of research, or create new ideas? Well, research quality is absolutely important. But as you can see, many points in the lecture today, novelty is being highlighted as one of the most important aspects of writing. And so your paper should draw out and make it very clear to the reader what is novel about your research, and also its impacts, its broader implications of your research. And that's what attracts the higher impact journals, are those things. And innovation, research impact, and new ideas. And usually the quality goes hand in hand. But long story short, journal editors are looking for novelty. And those are all those things: new ideas, innovations, and impactful research. Okay, next slide. Okay, another You answered 20. Okay, we answered 21. The Beals list, Neha gave the link for the Beals list. And the internet resources are equally searched as in addition to all the previously published papers for plagiarism. The report that you get covers the websites as well as previously published papers. And question 22 is a question about take-home message in the introduction and the discussion part. In the introduction, you're introducing why your research is important. So, when you're introducing your paper and the aims of the paper, you can tell the readers at that point what your paper hopes to accomplish and what is the take-home message of your research and how it can benefit society. So